straddle leg lifts. Everyone's favorite exercise, right? Even so, it is a great exercise to do, even though it does suck a little bit, but it's gonna really help your straddle inverts. Those little muscles help you lift your legs up. And you know, straddle inverts are super important. So this is an important exercise. We're gonna start with the easier version and work our way down to the harder variation. If you have a hard time keeping your back flat while sitting in a straddle, so your back is flat instead of rounded, then you're gonna wanna start sitting on a block. And some people like having two together because they can get tippy and it just makes more room for you to sit on. If you have a hard time reaching the floor now because you're higher up, you're going to put a block in front for your hands. So I'm gonna adjust here so that I'm sitting on one block and then one block is under my hands, makes the floor a little bit higher. The further our legs are apart, the harder this is. The closer together our legs are, the easier it will be. So the easier variation is being on a block. The next thing we're gonna do is start with our hand on one side of our leg. And we're gonna lift it up and down. Try not to lean back. It's okay if your back's a little rounded, especially if your hands are on the floor. There's nothing wrong with that. I know I said I want your back to be flat. We're not necessarily like stretching, so this is okay. I'd rather you be hunched forward than leaning back. So you'll do a few on one leg, switch, do a few on the other. And the hardest one, pushing them at the same time. Now this is where people really like to lose their form and lean all the way back. This is, although it's still hard, this is not what we want. I want you to think pushing into the floor and lifting. Again, if your legs are closer, it is easier. And if you are flexible enough and you can sit up straight, then we can graduate from the blocks and do it on the floor. Same thing, legs closer will be easier. If your legs are in practically a big straddle or a split, then it's gonna be almost impossible for you to lift your legs. So we'll start one leg at a time, pushing into the floor, and both. Not leaning back, legs straight, and always shake it out.